Balls are back in town. How out of body can this all be? LaVar Ball trailed by his own film crew for his own reality show, but virtually nothing said to anybody while waiting courtside at LAX last night. Lonzo, LiAngelo, LaMelo, and Dad all home. No American journalist saw more of this excellent or okay adventure than ESPN's Jeff Goodman. They come home not to a rousing reception. They come home to some Pringles and a couple of vans to take them home. Was this worth it? Did this crash and burn?
You know, listen, I think for LiAngelo, actually, it was a pretty good experience. He averaged about 12.5 points in Lithuanian league action, played better than a lot of people thought he would going over there. For LaMelo, it wasn't very good. I mean, he barely played in the Lithuanian league games. One former teammate described him to me earlier today as lazy and arrogant, wasn't really engaged in the whole process. Played undisciplined, which we've seen in AAU ball, but didn't really get better. And that's the goal over there for a 16-year-old, is to improve and get better. And multiple people I talked to on that team on Vitotis said LaMelo really never bought in.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm almost jonesing for LaVar Ball soundbite because we haven't had any.
We have not, Bob, and I'm not sure I'm jonesing for it. And people in Lithuania are not really sorry to see him go. They loved his act early, the circus act, as one member of the team called it to me earlier today. But, you know, it kind of wore thin as it did over here. And now it's going to be interesting to see what's next for LaVar and the two boys because, listen, it was different with Lonzo. Obviously, he had something to sell with Lonzo, and Lonzo sold himself because of his natural ability and his talent. The two younger boys, while you can say LaMelo has some really good talent, a top 10 player in his high school class, not at the level of Lonzo, certainly not at the discipline of playing the game that Lonzo Ball has shown.
So there was the dad, LaVar's profile around the Lakers during Lonzo's rookie season, and certainly that was an issue in Lakerland. There was friction with the Lithuanian coach over the usage and playing time and the placement of these two sons. What does that say to anybody looking at the draft for LiAngelo right now?
Well, first of all, NBA guys say he's not good enough anyway to be drafted. Then you throw in the LaVar factor and the fact that he hasn't gotten along with, as you said, Luke Walton so far, Magic Johnson, the coach Seskas over in Lithuania, Dennis Lattimore, who took over at Chino Hills, the former Chino Hills coach. So it's been everybody because LaVar wants control. And he wants his kids to play minutes. And ultimately, that's why he ended up sponsoring the team, Vitotis, to keep them afloat in order to get minutes. You know, they basically put together this other series in which they played against teams that were varied, you know, some 16-year-old, 17-year-old kids, so that he could get them minutes.
Yeah, and minutes they got, but to what end, we will see. As you well know in Lithuania, they will say, and I say to you, ačiū, thank you, Jeff Goodman.